Guys, new stream, puzzle piece number 12. In this stream I'm gonna keep coding the front end, so let's just get straight to it.
And I'll just save. Actually, I'm just gonna paste mine here, and I'll just save. Actually, one more thing, we need to provide the
so in the last stream I didn't stream it, but I added this thing here. I added it here, so I'm gonna see how so I did the same thing here. I added it on app.js, create MUI theme, which stands for material UI theme.
We passed this object with option.
I just kept it super simple, blue and orange.
And I just wanna those shades. I'm just gonna copy, and
he copied and pasted.
You can take the time to create yours. I'm just gonna paste
right there, palette, and his primary. Under primary, he has an object, and in this object, we are going to do light. So this has to be a certain color code. So let's go to material UI color. And then let's open up the onPuzzle logo. The colors from there. Marketing, I think. onPuzzle. Marketing, onPuzzle UI, assets. I forgot I have all these UI. Okay, cool. Actually, I don't think this is what I need. I need to go to marketing assets. I got a lot of stuff on Puzzle, guys. There's a lot of stuff. I need the blue. PP blue. Open it up on Illustrator. Get the color code. Also, I need the orange. PP orange. And then let's get material. Okay, now we are going to go there and did I copy it? Paste it, done. Go to orange, paste it. Hold up, secondary. Hold up, light. Now I took Google UI color because I want them to create a palette for me. So what I'm going to do here is copy this code here. What's going on? Okay. So what is that? So let's make this that. This one looks better, but it's okay. So we got that. Okay, and then the other one is like this. Wow, It's pretty cool. Okay. Cool. No, we'll keep it that. And then now what does he have? He's got light, main, dark. Okay, so we gotta do light, main, dark. Right, and then we also got contrast text. Let's make it FFF. And then for here, light, main, dark, contrast text, FFF. Okay, so let's make it copy it, paste, light, main, dark, FFF. And now we are gonna get these codes. So we're gonna paste that. We are gonna paste this. And then we're gonna paste this. And we're gonna paste that there. We're gonna paste this here. We're gonna paste the last one there. Dark. Alright, we're good to go. Let's see how this looks. I think it's localhost 3000. And it doesn't work. Alright. What's going on? So he did
Paste
that.
mine here. And
no. Palette. No, it should be fine. Something wrong here. Blue. Oh, okay. Blue and orange. Right. Because I added blue and orange. So let's do this. Now what? Hello? I don't stop bothering me and asking for help every 10 minutes. I'm busy right now. People just like I'm streaming and people are always bugging me. That's not. It's crazy. Like I tell people to call me or contact me at a certain time, but they're not doing it. Sorry if you had to see that, you know, but that's what it is. Certain people keep calling and calling. Okay, so morning theme provider. So SRC, what's going on? Oh. What do you mean unsupported color? Come on. Oh, that's why. There's no hashtag there. That's the thing with coding, guys. You're gonna make mistakes and you're gonna have bugs. There we go, it's fixed. You're gonna have bugs, you always gotta debug stuff. Okay, great. Wow, perfect. It looks good now. Okay, let's continue.
I'll just save all of this. I think we need to provide the movie theme provider. I'm just gonna cut all of this and do movie. Everything back. We'll have this main and everything that's got the color set that's on this element. Go to our app. Right. So next thing, let's start showing.
Let's do the next thing.
let's start showing the screens here. So to do that, let's go to the home. In the home, what I want to do is I want to have a section here on the left for screens, and I want to have a section on the right for the profile. And I want to have like if you've used Bootstrap.
This guy's talking slowly, so you know what that means. We gotta speed him up from normal to 1.75.
So you're going to have a row, and inside of that we have columns. I want a column on the left that's of the width 8 out of 12, and the right one will be 4. And for that, we're going to use the grid system. So the grid is basically...
Grid. Okay, let's go to the grid. Okay, so guides, there's grid. The thing is different from what he has. So, because material UI, they're always changing. So I'm just going to Google it. Material UI grid. And let's go to grid. We're done with color. Okay, so it's under components layout. Okay, cool.
Basically this, so if we expand this, we just bring in grid, which is right here from material.
Grid.
UI, and you just put the container will be grid, and you add this container property, and then the elements will have this item property.
Got we got grid and item property. Okay, so container property. And the API tells you a lot more. Okay, so we got container. Right here, okay. So if true, the component will have the flex container here. You should be wrapping items with a container. Okay. Flex container. I forgot Flexbox, so I need to review that a little bit. Container flex. Yeah, flex container. So what does that mean? Okay, a flex container with 3 flex items. To start using the Flexbox model, you need to first define a flex container. Okay. Okay, I see. Material UI CSS grid. Do they use that? Yeah. CSS grid. Hey bro, how are you doing?
Hello?
Hey bro, how's it going? Okay bro, I'm streaming right now, so once I'm done at 11, I'll link you, okay? I'll message you, please. Right, so that's what's happening. So okay, so we got the material UI CSS. So now I'm trying to figure out if material UI uses CSS grid or Flexbox generally. Flexbox CSS grid. Yeah, so they use manage layout, alignment, and sizing of grid, columns, navigate components, and more with a full suite of responsive Flexbox utilities. Okay. Display. I'm a Flexbox properties for the parent. Display box. Contains flex direction. Flex direction. Oh wow, so they have all these Flexbox CSS properties into Java, which I knew into JavaScript, but it's good to know that they have it all in one place now. Justified content, cool. Wow, there's a cool way that I learned Flexbox, and it's Flexbox Frog or something, Froggy. Yeah, this is an excellent way to learn Flexbox. If you guys are interested, I would suggest you go here and learn it. I did that before a couple of times, so I do have an idea of Flexbox, but I may need to do it one more time because I haven't used Flexbox in a while. So Flexbox, align, okay, cool. So now I'm trying to figure out Flexbox container. Flexbox container. Oh, I see. This side somewhere. Oh, Flex container expands items to fill available free space or change them to bring overflow. Most importantly, the Flexbox layout is direction agnostic as opposed to the regular layout's block, which is very based. Okay, cool. Okay, so I get it now. So Flex container means everything in that container will fill up the space in the container. That's what I'm getting from this. So why Dodger blue? Okay. Let's not worry about that right now.
So let's do that. Here in the home, I'm gonna remove this stuff, and I'm gonna put grid container and close this, and then inside of here I'm gonna put grid item, and this will have a property small of 8, which means up to small screen is gonna have a width of 8, and XS, which is extra small, of 12. So on a really small screen, it's gonna take the full width. But now I'm gonna put the text saying content, and then let me copy this, paste it, and this will
grid container inside which there's another grid item small, so there's grid inside grid. Okay. P. Let me do some shortcuts here. Oh, what's going on? Tab. There we go. It's kind of slow.
will be 4, and I'll put the text saying content, and then let me copy this, paste it, and this will be 4, and on extra small screen it's going to be 12 as well, and this is going to be profile like this.
Responsive design.
Let's save. Oh, we need to bring in grid, of course. Grid from material. UI style. And there we go. Is it just grid? Yeah, just it's grid like this. We save, and let's go back to our app. And there we go.
Nice.
We have this, which has, if we inspect, we will have, oops, let me bring this, let me put them side by side. If you can see here, takes on the full width right now. Actually, I'll edit it because
how does he know that?
This is right now leaving no space between them. And as you can see here, you can have this property, spacing. Okay, let me look at the example, the proper example. So here, yeah, second example. So if we look here, it's got this, where is it? Yeah, here you give the value of the spacing. Okay, right here. So grids.
Okay, container, okay.
Spacing, and then you give a number. So for me, I want the number 16. So here I'm going to say, okay, right here. So grid It's spacing, and then you give them.
Okay. So I'm also learning how this guy's interpreting the documentation written on Material UI, which I had trouble with in the past. I tried using Material UI framework to build UIs in the past, and I didn't know how to read the documentation, so it's pretty good that I'm able to learn that as well.
So for me, I want the number 16. So here I'm gonna say spacing equals 16. I'm gonna save. Let's go back. And right now, if we inspect, you're gonna see that this will have a padding. Yeah, there we go. So it's got a pad. Save. Let's go back. Here I'm gonna say spacing equals 16. For me, I want the number 16. So here I'm gonna say spacing equals 16.
Okay, if he wants that, I want that too.
Let's save. Let's go back. And right now, if we inspect, you're gonna see that this will have a padding. Yeah, there we go. So it's got a padding, which is gonna push the content a little bit to the middle, so there will be space between our elements. All right. So which is gonna push the content a little bit to the middle. And right now, if we inspect, you're gonna see that this will have a padding. Yeah, there we go. So it's got a pad. Save. Let's go back. And right now, if we inspect, you're gonna see that this will have a padding. Yeah, there we go. So it's got a padding, which is gonna.
Now, was there a padding in the other one? Okay, so now he's pointed here. There's no padding yet, so that's what he means. Cool.
Let's go back to our app. So here, the space between our elements. All right. So
let's do that. Let's double check. Inspect. How do we make this? Content.
let's push the content a little.
Let's see that. This. Container spacing.
A little bit. And right now, if we inspect, the spacing equals 16. Let's save.
Good. Container spacing. Why don't I get that, bro? Oh, maybe I gotta refresh it.
Let's go back. And right now, if we inspect, you're going to see that this will have a padding. Yeah, there we go. So it's got a padding, which is going to.
Padding 8 pixel. I see no padding here though. So what's going to, did they change up the spacing equals 16. Container item containing container spacing 2. It's not working for some reason. I get it. I get it. That's the smallest thing, but invalid prompt. Bro, what is this, bro? Okay. So 16 is no longer an available value? Really? Really? Yeah, wow. Wow, okay, so that's why we don't have that. So let's do 10 and see what 10 looks like. Now let's do content. Where's the padding? Oh, this is I still don't see padding though. Oh.
Push.
Okay, yeah. So we need 8 pixel padding. So 8 pixel probably means 3. Oh, spacing. Oh. Output spacing equals to spacing times 8. So okay. Okay, so then this gotta be 1. Okay. This should give me 8 pixel padding. Oh, it gives me 4 pixel. Oh, that's extra small. What the? Wait, this is confusing, bro. Max width. Well, why is it? He's getting 8. And I'm
Push the
getting...
content a little bit to the middle so there will be space between our elements. See that this will have a padding. Yeah, there we go. So it's got a padding which is going to push the content a little bit to the middle so there will be space between our elements. Not have a padding. Yeah, there we go. So it's got got a padding which is going to push the content a little bit to the middle, so there will be space between elements. All right, so there we go. So it's got a padding which is going to push the content a little bit to the middle, so there will be space between our elements. All right, so let's go back a little bit to the middle, so there will be space between our elements. All right, yeah, 16. I'm gonna save. Let's go back. And right now, if we inspect, you're gonna see that this will have a padding. Yeah, there we go. So it's got a padding which is gonna push the content a little bit to the middle, so there will
let me change this and click this. Okay, now it's like, doesn't make sense, bro. The docs say something else. So spacing 2 should give us 16 pixels according to the doc, but we're getting some other puzzle pieces. Wow, really? No. Sketch material UI. No way. No way. No way. That's cool. Wow. That is cool. That is cool. I might need to just buy this. But in the future, not now. But wow. Getting started. Oh, that's amazing. What? Yo, that is sick. Wow. Holy cow. That's amazing. That is amazing. They actually have all these ready to go pages. Login, orders, cart, order details. That's cool, man. That's cool. Good to know.
There will be space between our elements. All right, so let's go back to our app. So here in home we have our grid here that says content, but here content is not enough. Obviously, we want to put our screens. So for this, we need to fetch them from our server. So in component did mount our screens. So for this, our grid here that says content, but here content is not enough. Obviously, we want to put our screens. So for this, we need to fetch them from our server. So in component did mount, I'm gonna send the request to our server, and for that actually we're gonna use Axios. So let's install that. Open up a terminal and say npm install --save Axios, and let me go to my Firebase dashboard and grab the
Probably doesn't matter, I believe.
The endpoint or the base URL of our API. You go to the project, to functions, and if you're just doing the React bit, this is going to be in the video description of part 14, or in a comment in the first video, or in both. Alright, so I'll copy that. And if you've done the backend, of course you know what to do. And so in React, the way we set up our...
Damn, bro, you're looking so fire.
base URL. Instead of using it everywhere, we can just go to the package.json, and here at the bottom we can add this. All right. So I'll copy that. And if
We got that.
you've not seen, or in a comment in the first video, or in both.
API. So guys, this is really connecting the back end with the front end. It's just something I've been meaning to do, wanting to learn for a long time, finally being able to do it. And I can literally take this backend that I coded and apply it into multiple projects, Firebase projects, and just go from there. So copy that, paste it where?
All right, so I'll copy that. And if you've done the backend, of course, you know what to do. And it's the way we set up our base URL. Instead of using it everywhere, we can just go to the package.json, and here at the bottom we can add. So in React, the way we set up our base URL, instead of using it everywhere, we can just go to the package.json, and here at the bottom we can add a property called proxy.
Okay, learning new things all the time from this man right here. So we go to package.json, browser list, development. Okay. What's this object here?
And let's paste this, and without the last slash, because I want to add it on each request, because it makes more sense like that. All right, so Axios is installed, so let's bring it in. So import Axios.
Proxy. Okay.
It's from Axios, and here in the component bit mode we can do Axios dot get, and here we send the request to /streams. And if you remember, or if you've seen the backend, okay, let me send this request. This is the type of data, oops, to get request, and remove the body. So this is the type of data that we're going to get. This is one screen, it's going to have these properties. So here, do /screens, of course this returns a promise. So then result.
Get screens.
We want to store these screens in the component state. So let's initialize that. So state equals. We want to store these screens in the component state. So let's initialize that. So state equals an object. And
wow, that's cool.
got screens, and that's going to have an initial value of 0. So here, if we get a result successfully, we do this dot set state.
Dot then this dot set state.
And in the state we set the screens to, because this is Axios, we don't just say response. The data is actually stored in a key called data inside the response. So we do res data, and let's handle Axios. We don't just say response. The data is actually stored in a key called data inside the response. So we do res data, and let's handle.
Should be puzzle pieces. No. This dot sets puzzle pieces. This dot data.
Handle any potential error.
And we are going to catch some error.
If there's any error, we just console log it. Error. Cool. All right. So let's actually show our screens. So right now we're just fetching them, and when we get them, let's Okay, so just console log them and see where's the data. Cool. All right. So here, content. We want to.
Console log.
Put like a variable here, and let's call it. we haven't created it yet, but let's just call it, because these are the recent posts, excuse me, we say recent screens markup, and let's create that. So here let's say let recent screens markup equal, and what we want to do here is we want to check if we have screens in the state. If the screens in the state are still null, that means we're still loading them, we're still fetching them from the server. The request hasn't got a response yet. So we can use this in the ternary operator. We can do this .state.screens as a condition. That means if it's not null, that means we've got the data. So let's actually show the data. So what we're going to do here, let's do parentheses, and let's do this .state.screens. So if it's true, that means it's got some value in it, it's not null. So this .state.screens.map, and for each screen, so if it's true, that means it's got some value in it, it's not null. Let's do parentheses, and let's do this .state.screens. So if it's true, that means it's got some value in it, it's not null. So this .state, and let's do, if it's not null, we can do this .loading means is not. These are the recent code.
So the rest of the so instead of content, we're gonna put
excuse me, let recent screens markup equal
render.
And what we want to do here is we want to check if we have screens in the state. If the screens in the state are still null, that means
if the screens in the state are still null,
that means we're still loading them, we're still fetching.
Okay, we're still fetching. Okay.
Them from in the state. If the screens in the state are still null, that means we're still loading them, we're still fetching them from the server. The request hasn't got a response yet. So we can use this in the ternary operator.
The request hasn't gotten a response yet. Okay.
So we can do this .state.screens as a condition. That means if it's not null, that means we've got the data. So let's actually show the data. So what we're going to do here, let's do parentheses, and let's do this .state.screens. So if it's true, that means it's got some value in it, it's not null. So this .state.screens.map, and for each screen, let's for now got some value in it, it's not null. So this .state.screens.map, and for each screen, let's for now return a paragraph, and in that paragraph we put open curly braces, and remember this is the data we get. Let's show the body. So let's go back. So for each screen, let's show the screen body. And as you see right now, we have only 2 screens. Alright, so for each one we show that. Else, if it's still null, then we'll just show a text that says loading ... Alright, and we put that markup variable there, and we save. Or we compile bing ... Alright, and we put that markup variable there, and we save. Or we compile successfully. We go to our app.
Oh, it's just loading.
And it says loading because require status 404. Oh, there's another problem here for material UI because of the typography. Oh, you're using typography. We need to add this to our theme. I've seen this error before. So we go to add to our theme, we add this property at the bottom. Typography using a
use next is not the user, use to
next variance, and that error should be gone, but we're still not getting our screens because we get error 404. Localhost 3000/screens is not found. Maybe we need to rerun our dev server when we change the proxy. Let me do that. So let's stop it and run it again. All right, so yeah, we have to restart our server.
Cool. I'm still stuck in loading, brother. Wait, what happened? Why is it? Home recent puzzle slash on right there. Nice. Wow. Getting a lot of exactly. Wow. Getting all this body. Wow, that's amazing. Ooh. Pat on the back though. Connecting things. Wow. That's amazing. Collecting and connecting. That's what we're doing.
Then there we go. We get the text for the body text of our screens. For each screen, we get the body text. So the first one says hello.
Yeah, let me go to Postman. Go to puzzle pieces. Get send. Body none send. There we go. So what kind of hello? Nice. They're all in this order. Cool. Hello, check this puzzle piece on. Hello, check this. Cool.
I'll use them. The second one says something. So there we go. We get them. Cool. Let's actually show them in a better way. We show who posted them and when and stuff like this. Now for this, we're gonna need to have to create the component. Where are we in home? Let me close this. So here in the home, we
this.
need to actually use a component that's specifically made to show us details. So here in the home, we need to actually use a component that's specifically made to show us details for screens. So let's create a component, let's say here screen, that's specifically made to show us details for screens.
Okay. So what's he doing now?
Here in the home, we need to actually use a component that's specifically made to show us details for screens. So let's create a component, let's say here screen, and for screen we actually pass a property called screen, which is going to be the screen. And let's close this. Let's
puzzle piece component. Hello. This dot state. This. Okay. Pretty cool. This dot state. Map.
We actually pass a property called screen, which is going to here in the home, we need to actually use a
screen. Okay, so we have this puzzle piece. Okay. Cool. Let's do
the component for screen. We pass a property called screen, which is going to be this screen. And let's close this. We actually pass a property called screen, which is going to be the screen. And let's close it.
Puzzle piece, which is so this puzzle piece is a property of this component puzzle piece, and this puzzle piece is equal to the data we get back, which we call the puzzle piece. That's gonna confuse a few people for sure.
Let's import it and then create it. So import screen from, and we're gonna put it in. So go back one level and go to components / screen. So let's create.
Okay, so now we are learning how to create individual components. So where are we putting? import puzzle piece from components puzzle piece.
Create this. So here, let's do new file stream. Of course, this is component, so it's
components
Pascal paste. So first letter is a capital. So let's do RCE tab to move this export. Now for this here, like I know we're gonna do some styling later, so let me show you something in the Material UI. Material UI, they prefer to use the CSS, JSS type of styling, where you actually write an object, a JavaScript object, and then use a higher order component to apply those styles and make them into classes and then use them. Pick the JavaScript object and then use a higher order component to apply those. Where you actually write an object, a JavaScript object, and then use a higher order component to apply those styles and make them into classes and then use them.
I heard that term before, higher order component. I still don't have a full concept of what it is.
If you want to see an example of that, let's go to, for example, buttons. And as you see here, they import this with styles component or higher order component.
Okay. So HOC is an advancement in React for reusing component logic. Okay. An example. Okay, so basically the way what I'm understanding from HOC is that we make components and HOC is a component that you can reuse on other components.
And then they create a styles object, and it's optional if you want to they import this with styles component or higher order component.
So with styles is HOC, and you use it on multiple components.
And then they create a styles object, and it's optional if you want to bring in the theme, the global theme that you create in your app.js, you can do that. So any stylings that are kind of shared between components, you actually write them in the theme in app.js and then get the theme and then use them there, so you don't have to repeat yourself in multiple components. So it's like this: you bring in with styles, you create your styles object,
cool.
And then you export your component with this higher order component with styles. So you pass it that styles, and then you export your component with this higher order component with styles. So you pass that style, and then you pass it your component, and then this will create an object called classes in the properties of this component, and then you get the classes, and then you use it like this. So for each component, you say class name equals classes.button, and now these styles in the button will be applied to this button right here. So let's implement that. Okay, classes.button. Wow. Now these styles in the button will be applied to this button right here.
Holy cow, that was a lot to take in. Okay, let me understand that again. So they have this high order component with styles, which allows us to create a style and bring in the theme that we created in app.js and add more to that theme, and these get put into this classes object once we put the styles into that high order component. But the terminology, I gotta perfect the terminology, so let me just hear that one more time.
And then they create go to, for example, buttons. And as you see here, they import this with styles component or high order component, and then they create a styles object. And it's optional if you want to bring in the theme,
if you don't bring in the theme, then you just do a function without any arguments, I guess. Yeah.
Global theme that created in your app.js, you can do that. And then they create a styles object, and it's optional if you want to bring in the theme, the global theme that created in your app.js, you can do that. So any stylings that are kind of shared between components, you actually write them in the theme in app.js, and then get the theme and then use them there, so you don't have to repeat yourself in multiple components. So it's like this: you bring in with styles, you create your styles object, and then you export your component with this higher order component with styles. So you pass it that styles, and then you pass it your component, and this will create an object called classes in the properties of this component, and then you get the classes, and then you use it like this. So each component is a class name equal. Okay, so now we're just gonna put like some random style just to apply this method first. So here we'll have styles, and here
let's do
well, we're gonna have a card, so let's put it here for the card. Let's just say display flex, which I don't think changed anything. And let's bring that with styles. Well, it doesn't change anything for this example. Of course, in many cases it does. So body text of our screens. Let's import it and then create it. So an object that document. So you pass it that styles, and then you pass it your component. And so let's method first. So here we'll have styles, and here UI/core/styles/ with styles. And then we go here at the bottom, we do export defaults with styles.
export default.
And then open parentheses and pass the styles constant, this one. Close parentheses, open parentheses, and then pass our component screen. Now this will give us access to a variable classes in the properties. So inside the render, we can destructure this variable and say const like this.
Inside render, we do const.
Then classes equals this dot props, and of course this is the equivalent of saying const classes equals this dot props dot classes. It's called destructuring. So anyway, so now we have class this dot props dot classes.
Wow! Holy moly, potato! Wow!
It's called destructuring.
Destructuring concept. Const. So this is the same thing as this const classes equals to this dot props pool. Wow. So classes becomes a property of the puzzle piece component because of this right here with styles puzzle piece. And okay.
So anyway, so now we have classes, we can actually access them. But let's create the markup of our screen. And each of our screens is going to be a card. So let's look at the card element. So if we go to cards, component demos cards, this is the card. This is one of my favorite elements in material design. It's this card that actually has these side shadow that looks, it's kind of like on top of the background, like kind of extruded a bit. So this is what we're going to use. We're going to have an image, it's going to be on the left. So this is the kind of structure that we're having. Extruded a bit. So this is what we're going to use. We're going to have an image. It's going to be on the left. So this is the kind of structure that we're having. We're going to have a card with a card media. Let's take some of these imports. So namely these four right here.
Now we gotta go to media. So now we have this, so this is the card, 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 this is Excuse me. What is not here? So which one do we take? This one.
Kind of structure that we're having. We're gonna have a card with a card media. Let's take some that actually has on the left. So this is the kind of
Media, okay.
the kind of structure that we're having. We're gonna have a card with a card media. Let's take some of these imports. So namely these 4 right here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Or these 5.
Card media.
Let's paste them up here. Let's say muy stuff.
Muy stuff. Okay.
Let's paste these, but we're not gonna need actions or action area. Let's delete these. Let's do card. Oh no, not like this. Card, and inside of card, we're gonna first thing is we're gonna have image. So card.
So instead of divs, card.
Media, and this will have an image property, and this will be the image of the image of the post of the screen. It's going to be in a variable called user image. So let's do image equals screen. Well, actually, let's just say user image. Let's extract all those properties. So let's do const. Oh, actually, it's in the props as well. So the screen is in the props. Remember, guys, the screen that we pass here, which is in the props. So here, so the screen is in the props. Remember, guys, the screen that we pass here.
The screen that we pass. Oh right, yeah. All right, yeah. Okay. Right. So where's home.js? Okay. Okay. So we are bringing in the puzzle pieces in home.js, and then cool.
Which is in the props. So here we can further destructure properties from an object inside of props by doing this. So screen like this, and then we do colon, and then we do another object here, and then we
const classes.
extract properties from inside this screen. So what we need is we need the body, we need created at user image, we need the user handle. I think this is all we need for now. Maybe the screen ID. Well, let's get all of them. The like count and then comment count.
That's how it's spelled. Where is the like? I don't have any. Okay. Desktop props. Piece.
Alright, so this will extract them and we're going to access them like this. So, alright, so we have the image. So there's the title property for the card media. Let's say profile image. If I can spell. Alright, so
card media image equals to user image. What's going on here? Card. Oh. Oh.
After card media, we're gonna have our content, but I wanna, or let's just put card content for now. Let's not worry about the styling for now. Let's look. At what it looks like and then style it. So here we're gonna have the handle of the user. So we're gonna use this thing called typography. In Material UI, it's preferable whenever you have some sort of text that you want to show, you want to use this typography object. So here, if we go to component demos, oh, actually it's up here. Yeah, in the style, typography. Typography is any type of text you have in your app, you use typography, and then you give it a different variant, which is going to give it a different size and styling. So for this, we're going to use typography. And by the way, whenever you're confused with these objects, you just or these components, you can check them, the documentation and the API, component API, and you can as well, when you put they have types. So when you put a component, you can press Control Space in VS Code, and you can see all the properties. Well, actually, I haven't imported it, so we can't see them. Okay, so let's import typography from material. So you twist on this, and then if we type, let's say, one of them, which is variant, then we do equal, and then we can get as well more properties here. For this, we're going to use the header 5. We want it to be slightly big. And let's close this and let's say the value will be user handle. And then after this, we want to show when this was posted. So let's do typography variant. Is it body? Let's give it body 2. Okay, body 2. And let's give this a color of text secondary, which makes it a bit gray because we don't want it to distract from the content. It's just like metadata.
Variant body 2 color equals text secondary.
So this will be the created at. And now we want the actual body of the screen. So typography variant body 1. Let's give it body 1. Let's see what this looks like. All right, so this is the screen.
Color. No color. Body.
All right, let's save, and let's save here as well. It's compiling. It complains that we didn't use those variables. Let's look at our app.
Really? this.set states. What did I do now? Home. This dot I did that. Catch error. That's done. This is all good, man. Home.js line 15. I made a mistake. This dot set state. Screens, puzzle pieces.
Sales for screens. So let's create a component. Let's say here screen, and for screen we actually pass a property called screen, which is going to be the screen. And let's close this. Let's import it and then create it. So import screen from, and then we're going to put it in. So go back one level and go up to components / screen. So let's create
Puzzle piece components / puzzle piece. Go there. Something is wrong, bro. User image, user handle. Bro, what is going on? Oh my god, I don't know what happened.
create this. So here, let's do new file, screen. Of course, this is a component, so it's Pascal paste. So first letter is a capital. So let's do RCE tab to move this export. Right? These four right here. Object. Typography. So here, if we go to have some sort of text that you want to show, you want to use.
Card content. Bro, I don't know what to do here, bro. I was getting the puzzle pieces before. This dot set state. Okay, guys, I'm gonna stop the stream here. I don't know, I'm gonna figure this out. Media. This sucks. I don't know what I did.
Use this typography. Going to give it a different port. And let's close this and let's say the value will be user handle. And then after this, we want to show when this was posted. So let's do typography variant. Is it body? Let's give it body 2. Okay, body 2. And the content is just like metadata. So this will be the created at. And now we want the actual body of the screen. So typography variant. Is it body 1? Let's give it body 1. Let's see what this looks like. All right, so this is the screen. All right, let's save, and let's save here as well. It's compiling. It complains that we didn't use those variables. All right, let's look at our app. All right, so there we go. We got our card.
God, dude, come on. This isn't working for me.
those variables. Let's look at our app. Filing. It complains. Okay, let's save.
Return card media image title card media image user image card content typography I don't know what's going on here, but so that's a recent puzzle pieces market. Puzzle pieces. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on here. So I'm gonna pause, probably takes only $5 an upload to get help. But we're at the 5-hour mark. We are we're not almost done, but we're almost halfway done. Man, React is next level. I thought backend was kind of hard, but React is next level. So, but it's good. It's challenging. It's really good. So yeah, in this stream, I got to learn how to connect the Firebase to the front end. Got to learn the width styles concept. Got to learn grid, spacing, how to pull data from Firebase, setting state, component did mount, a lot of stuff, and using ternary operator. Unpuzzling. Let's do that, but yeah, like that's crazy, man. I made a mistake somewhere. Public keys. It's done over there. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next stream.